Yeezus is the best Kanye West record by far, and it's not even really close. The second best Kanye record, um, which I guess would be College Dropout. Yeezus is just on another level. There's like a million producers on Yeezus. Arca produces, Daft Punk produces. It's kind of like a Daft Punk Arca album that happens to have Kanye rapping about his dick over it. But it's an electronic masterpiece. The beats are incredible. They go into all these different elaborate sections. Kanye is like in full blown mania, seemingly out of his mind, like screaming, like saying wild shit, even for Kanye. It's just, he goes all out the whole album. And it's beautiful. It's my favorite Kanye West record. It's the most um, aggressive, confrontational, raw. Although Ye gets pretty raw. Right? Ye is probably more emotionally raw, but this is more like, this is just brutally like, I'm going to take over the world. Delusions of grandeur, that kind of mania, just run like crazy high with like the best producers and rappers in the world surrounding him to like fulfill these like weird, crazy fantasies. And they do. It's an amazing record, start to finish. There's not any bad songs on it. Like a lot of Kanye albums, I think have filler. This album really doesn't. On Site is an amazing opener with great lyrics, and then Black Skinhead is iconic. It's got like a weird military sound with the chanting and the voices and the woom woom and then the galloping. It's a weird beat. You don't usually hear a gallop as a rap beat. Like it's like it's like kind of a weird choice. It works because it kind of feeds into that like military thing. That whole Sam possessed like the Omen, 300 bitches were the Trojans. That's a good Kanye bar. People say, I understand Trojans were Greek, not Roman, but just think about it from Kanye's perspective. He nailed that fucking bar. And most people probably don't fucking care. I don't, like, I would still do that bar, even if I knew it was sus. But, yeah. Black Skinhead rules. I'm a God is better than Black Skinhead, but probably not quite as good as On Site, but it's similar to On Site. The lyrics are even more insane. Kanye's just like demanding that he be treated like a king, and it's awesome. Hurry up with my damn croissant. Iconic lyric. Hurry up with my damn menage in a French ass restaurant. Beautiful. It's a beautiful expression of an artist at the peak of their creative power. New Slaves, the best song on the record. It's very good. The beat starts out with this warbled synth line, and then it gets into this really creepy string. Dun, 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 dun. It sounds like a horror movie. And then the just like bass synths come in. It's just like dun 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 dun. It's a really cool beat, and then he raps over it like overtly political, offensive, kind of paranoid things. He's talking about like the DEA teaming up with the CCA, turning up with the F, whatever, like a lot of acronyms that I don't understand all of them, but he thinks they're all in cahoots, these acronyms, and I buy it. I think Kanye's right. I think the TCA is teaming up with the ETA, with the TMZ, with the fucking FBI, with the KFC. But yeah, it's fucking rules, dude. There's leaders and there's followers, and I would rather be a dick than a follower. Truer words were never spoken. New Slaves, classic song, one of Kanye West's best songs. Hold My Liquor, great song. It's like it's cool mid tempo rap, and then it turns into like auto tuned, like the melody flips, and this other auto tuned singing stuff comes in, and then it's just uh, randomly like becomes 80s prog rock and roll guitar solos for some reason. Like this voice comes in and starts to introduce this like melody through like synth lines, I think, and then all of a sudden these guitars come in, and then there's just like like shredding metal guitars for some reason for like a minute, not even for like a bit. Um, yeah, yeah, it's fucking strange. I like it though. Hold My Liquor Rules. It's an interesting song. I'm in it. I think that's one of the coolest songs in the record. It starts with like a slow, scary, like mechanical beat, and then it turns into a straight up reggae song, like a full blown reggae song with like just, you know, reggae people coming in singing, and the beat switches, and then it switches into a different type of reggae song for no apparent reason. I believe this song contains the lyric, "Eat an Asian pussy, all I need is sweet and sour sauce." Again, the Shakespeare of our time, Walt Disney, uh, Fidel Castro, Michael Jackson. Um, I'm in it. After I'm in it and hold my liquor is Guilt Trip with Cuddy. Has like corny kind of auto-tuned vocals, but then it comes in with this cool didgeridoo beat and these like video game type piano, toy piano sounds. I think that's how you get those. They remind me of music in the background of video games. And you hear those like like in the background of like an RPG on like Super Nintendo. Those kind of clanky, weird synths that sound like 90s Japanese video games. And then after Guilt Trip, Send It Up. It's based around a cool police siren. They take like a siren and then they pitch it in different ways, and then they shift the pitch of the siren and like move it over so that you get all these cool different kind of melodic things over the siren responding to the bass line, and then the bass line switches up. They have a few different rappers on this. It's a good song. Beat is very good. And then there's a lot of beeping. There's a lot of medical beep and the hollow beep, that doom beep. But it's all pretty much EDM beats, except for Bound 2, which is more of a classic Kanye soul sample based melodic, again with some of his best like "fuck you, I'm gonna fuck you" lyrics. They just like Kanye confident, crazy, just like on his like whole. That is the best Kanye. This is the best Kanye. Yeezus Kanye. It's the coolest instrumentally. It has the most straightforward and shocking lyrics. It's kind of his most interesting statement artistically. It's the peak of his kind of mania, and it's completely unlike any other Kanye West record, and I much prefer it. Another perfect 10 hip hop album is Riddlebox. Riddlebox is a concept album. Came out in 96, I think? 95. And it's the third Joker's card. I'm sorry, Juggalos. I assume you're all Juggalos. There's Carnival of Carnage, then there's Ringmaster, then Riddlebox, then Great Malenko, then the Amazing Jekyll Brothers. It's generally agreed upon among ninjas that the best two Joker's cards are Riddlebox and Great Malenko. Great Malenko is the more popular Joker's card, but I think Riddlebox is the best Joker's card. I think Yeezus is Kanye's Riddlebox. I think that Malenko is like the dark, twisted fantasy, right? It's like the polished masterpiece of the ICP. But if you just want the raw, you just want the experience of like audio horror movies from the perspective of serial killer clowns, you're not going to find a better record than Riddlebox. It's a perfect 10 out of 10 record. Start to finish, it's great. There really aren't any lulls or bad songs on it. It's a fantastic album. It starts very strongly with explaining who the Joker card is. Each of these Joker's cards are kind of evil spirits that the albums are centered around. So the Riddlebox, like when you die, you open the Riddlebox, and if you're good, you go to heaven, and if you're bad, you go to hell, I think. They have an instrumental where you hear the Riddlebox thing with like a cool clanky organ Carnival sound. And then the opener song after the Riddlebox intro, Show Must Go On, is one of the best ICP songs. The verses are so fucking good. Violent J's opening verse, that hey bitch, hurry up, bang, open your mouth cause here comes my wang. I would say that that's the best opening verse on the record, but on the same song, Too Dope's opening verse, I'm too dope and a sport tight Wranglers, don't say a word or I'll kick you in the head, bitch. You can't put a price on that level of artistry. Toy Box. There's an interview sketch. Oh, Chicken Hunting is next. Yeah, Chicken Hunting, classic, iconic. You're gonna hear it at every show. If you go see the Clowns, it sets people off. That and then there's like the alarm. It starts going the after the It's a very addictive beat. It's very fun. It's kind of menacing. Boom, shaka, boom, chop, chop, bang. I'm too dope and it ain't no thing. Classic, great song about killing rednecks with shotguns. And just generally being a wicked clown, representing the dark carnival and trying to get your ninjas into Shangri-La. Aren't we all trying to get all of our ninjas into Shangri-La, really? Yeah, so after Chicken Huntin', there's the interview and then Toy Box. Toy Box is a fantastic song. Violent J is writing on this album is on another level, so why it's my favorite. His storytelling abilities are pretty good throughout the Joker's cards, but it just reaches a new peak on this. Like he's literally like telling horror movies, which I love horror movies. I love weird music. I love rap. You could listen to like horror movies. Like this album's like 12 horror movies. They're like 4-minute audible horror movies. They have like the scary horror movie noises. They have like the weird voices and screams and stuff. It's like mini horror movies. It's great. And I don't think serial killer clowns are represented enough in our society. Too long they've been a voiceless, marginalized group, and we need to stick up for juggalos. And I have clown love. I'm down with the clown till I'm dead in the ground. Went to the gathering of the juggalos. Actual fact. I get it. But these other people don't understand. They don't understand what it was like when we thought the world was going to end. And then God. We got a lost ending, guys. We painted our faces. We put up with their shitty stuff, and then the ending is God. Like, real. You told me everything, the apocalypse. You promised literally the apocalypse. It's a bad move. Left a salty taste in my mouth. And, yeah, I mean, I still respect the wicked clowns, but that 6th Joker's card thing was fucking bullshit. Next is Cemetery Girl. It has a great G-Funk beat. Jay goes off. Jay goes off a lot on this album. He's a good rapper. He fucking goes... It's like... I don't know, it's just carnival noises, talking about the circus. Three ring a ding a ding ding. It's got a good Shaggy verse. Uh, Very good Shaggy verse, maybe the best on the record. And it's just that G Funk. It has catchy chorus. It's a good, solid hip hop song. Headless Boogie, similarly, is kind of a banger. Beat's awesome. It's a cool chorus. It's fucking legit. Dark Carnival, G Funk, pinball noises, random voices, random groups of voices, women screaming, gunshots, stabbing sounds, just voices starting to narrate things. Like some guy will talk, it'll be like a carnival barker, or just be some other guy's voice just telling a story, or responding or interviewing them. There's no semblance of like reality. It's just like it's this complete sealed fantasy world where it's like they're playing like Dungeons and Dragons or something, like making up this dark carnival fantasy role-playing game that they're like hosting. Yeah, I don't think there's actually a lot of serial killer clowns that are into, ripping off Ghetto Boys records from Detroit, but maybe. Most of the serial killer clowns probably keep it low profile, I imagine. But, some people think that your art makes you a bad person if it's bad. Some people think that if you're bad, that makes your art bad. People like to make correlations. After Headless Boogie to the Joker's Wild, which is a game show where a contestant dies every verse. So they have like the game show host, he's like pumping it up. I think the whole thing is you died and went to hell, like the toy box, the Riddlebox. You died because you're a bad person, so the Riddlebox sent you to hell. All this stuff is in hell-ish. Killing Fields is legit in hell. Killing Fields is describing being in hell. After Joker's Wild, which is a fun little romp, you have the greatest Insane Clown Posse song ever, Dead Body Man. Dead Body Man has an amazing beat. It's just that bass, that shit'll just blast Dead Body Man in a car that has like subwoofers. That beat is insane. And the lyrics are catchy. And it should be a pop hit song. I mean, it is about eating bodies and keeping decomposing bodies in your car, in your house, and having sex with decomposing corpses. But it's a really catchy, beautiful, well-executed rap song. And again, it's only the closed-mindedness of the industry that prevents these types of artists from gaining the proper respect. It's the creative luminaries that they are, Fucking patriarchy. Can't you know what I hate even more than the patriarchy? Capitalism. After Dead Body Man, Little Something Something rules. It's like the sex song. It has like a fun, cute beat. There's also great organ sounds mixed with the bass sounds. The production on this album is legitimately incredible. You should listen to this album. Mikey Clark is a very good producer. This is his best work. It's like this dark, twisted carnival shit, and then it's evil serial killer rap. Sounds a lot like, if you like Eminem, people like that. Ghetto Boys. So Ol' Evil Eye is the Edgar Allan Poe story. It's just like he raps in 3 verses the Telltale Heart thing, but it's an eye. But it's just like there's an evil thing that's like you can't stop thinking about. It's driving him crazy. It's pretty clever. Jay's storytelling on this album in general is very clever. He tells complete stories about these worlds and these characters, and nowhere is that more on display than 12. 12 is one of the best ICP songs ever. The beat is dark and creepy and sparse and has like a vocal line that comes in and out That almost kind of reminds me of Animal Collective. But in the verses, Jay kills 12 people. He might have killed 13 people. There's a debate among juggalos. I don't know what you ninjas think. You can slide into my DMs that don't exist. But I just want, no matter what, I just want you to know that I have mad clown love, that I have a juggalo family, and I have fucking 2 scoops of whoop whoop for that ass. So, I went to the Gathering of the Juggalos, bitch. I painted my face. I got cred, dude. Qualified to represent the ICP. Killing Fields, great song. It's about hell. There's like dead bodies hanging from trees and stuff. Scary horror movie beat mixed with like the G-funk danciness. I'm Coming Home rules. It starts out with that like air horn beat. Yeezus used the air horn beat. This is an air horn beat too. The I Coming Home. But it makes sense to use air horns in a Carnival themed psychotic group more than in your slavery ballad, in my opinion. But I'm not Kanye level. But yeah, I'm Coming Home fucking rules. Shaggy opens it with singing this awesome melody that he screams like Tom Waits. And it's like, I live my life in a gutter, and this gutter's who I am. Take me back to my gutter, and I won't ever leave again. And then the fucking coming home to the freaks, to the janks. The chorus kicks in, and it's really good. And the song's good. The chorus is really catchy. They do cool instrumental breaks. Then they have that thing that happens in Show Must Go On. Also happens in Killing Fields, where they pick up a phrase for the chorus, and then it's sung by like several guys at once, so it's like the sound of like a chorus of many people singing, which also was a technique that was used on Yeezus during Black Skinhead, I believe. It's one of the songs that had the chanting. So anyway, these are 2 very well-produced albums that are the best, most interesting sonically to me out of these 2 wonderful and respected rap artists, Kanye West and the Insane Clown Posse.